Yeah, we are doing a recasting. It's less of a top five and more of a just five. But this is our recasting of five characters from Star Wars. You'll see we picked Star Wars because hate we like pissing people off. Essentially, we
Yeah.
did it. We did a good job last week. Now we want to keep that ball rolling, and so we're gonna fuck with a beloved film and a beloved film franchise. And I'm greedy, so I'm gonna start first. I'm taking the reins,
Do it.
uh, and I'm gonna start big. We're starting with Luke, the man
Ooh.
himself. And I picked somebody who's got the chops, but they haven't been allowed to shine. And I think with enough pressure, they would. They
What?
need to have like they've fallen off since their grand
Oh,
like
okay.
debut,
I see.
and they need something to kick them back into gear. And
Okay.
I think they would be a great role for this. I'm going Miles Teller as Luke Skywalker.
Interesting.
Yeah. It could be the worst decision ever made, or he could fucking kill it. But
Yeah.
either way, I'm gonna blow a lot of money and potentially fuck it up with Miles Teller.
You know he was in like the top 3 running to like get Han Solo, young Han Solo.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't think he's got the swagger for Han,
yeah. I
but I think he's got the weird, nervous incest energy that Luke's got.
dude. First of all, I agree. Um, but it was interesting because like I've never seen a race like for a part so public
Yeah,
until
it's
Han
weird that
Solo.
they let us know.
Yeah, so it was between him, Alden Ehrenreich, and eventually got the part.
Hmm.
And man, I forget his name, but the guy who played Tony in Brooklyn, who I think,
Oh,
yeah, he was
that
my
would have been
favorite.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have fucked with that.
yeah, but what we got is what we got. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I actually like Miles Teller for Luke. That's funny. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a bit of a curveball pick, but I think it could pay off.
Yeah, yeah, because he's already kind of whiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And like
works.
he's got like superhero movie experience, and so he can
Mm,
do like action. He knows the ropes at least. He just
yeah,
needs to do a better job.
exactly, exactly. Um, my Luke Skywalker will be played by one of the stars of Stranger Things, Joe Keary, who plays Steve on the show. I love this guy. I love this actor. And I think he has a good handle on like a very unconventional hero type. But he's also like pretty young. He could pass for a farm boy, and then you could age him up if you need to later on. And then yeah, and I love the dynamic of Steve's character in Stranger Things, and that happens over a very long period of time. But at the same time, like the fact that an actor can even handle that as one of the series leads is really cool. He's got a lot of he's got a lot of like swagger that you immediately know is um, fragile, but the vulnerability underneath that is really really key, not just for that part, but for the other parts that I've seen him play. And
Hmm.
so yeah, that's why I really like Joe Keery.
Yeah, I think that's honestly perfect. I think you nailed it. Have you heard his music, by the way? It's actually
No,
pretty good.
I didn't know he did
Yeah,
music.
it's like kind of '80s synthy type shit,
Oh wow.
with a tinge of sad boy. But
Ooh.
yeah, I think that's a great pick. I think potential to be a farm boy is the best criteria for Luke I've ever.
Right? Like
Which also, Miles Teller kind
Miles
of fits
Teller,
in
yeah.
that.
Exactly.
I
Just
could
put him
see
in a
that
flannel.
motherfucker drive a tractor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, Luke was the hardest for me to pick cuz I was
Mhm.
between like 3 people for Leia, but
Yeah.
man, I'm glad I thought of it 2 minutes before we started recording.
Yep. We'll do Leia next. we'll get the other half. Um, Leia, for me, she's got a line that she says, "I don't need saving," and so I kind of ran with that. That was kind of her character for me. So I picked an actress who never needs saving,
Mm,
and that's Amelia Clarke,
hell yeah.
resident badass Amelia Clarke.
So good.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones fame, if the name doesn't strike a bell. Everybody's favorite Targaryen. Yeah, she's great. Terminator, she's a badass.
Did you watch that Terminator?
Yeah, it
Oh, okay.
was. It was okay.
Okay.
I
I
feel like
did
I
not.
haven't enjoyed a Terminator since like the first two.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has. But I did. I missed out on that one. I should check it out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love Amelia Clark as well. She's actually also related to Solo, a Star Wars
That's
story.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that she was in that.
um, my Leia is also a a well received badass in but also like Joe Keary from the television side of things. Uh, I picked Chloe Bennet from Agents of Shield. I think she's a heavy hitter of an actress. Doing being a series lead for 8 seasons is not easy at all. And she kind of starts out as this like dick hacker, but then slowly turns into a superhero, and or a spy and then a superhero. It's really really cool to see that. But like I just love the way that she handles action scenes and the way that she handles like interpersonal drama within a group dynamic. So yeah, Chloe Bennett. I hope she appears in more movies too, because just even if obviously my this will never happen, but like even even
Unless.
even so, I would love to see her like take on lead roles in movies and stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah. I have not seen Agent of Shield, so over my head, but I'm sure it's a great pick.
It's all right. It's not great, but
I'm
she's
sure it's perfect.
she's the best part of the series.
Yeah. Mine, this one kind of fucks up the universe a bit. He is not attached to Solo, but he is directly in the main storyline of Star Wars.
Oh, good.
But we're recasting him. Um, so I needed a cool womanizing motherfucker for Han Solo.
Mm.
Someone who's badass, someone who can come with the quips, someone who can carry themselves with that confidence. So I picked he's becoming one of my favorite actors working. I just love everything he's in. Mr. Oscar Isaac as Han Solo,
Ooh,
right?
perfect.
I would fuck with it. Sure, we have to trash all those movies, but we're doing that anyways. So like, who cares? Canonically, it wouldn't make sense, but why would we keep those films anyways if we're recast?
Sure, sure. I love Oscar Isaac, man. Um,
Yeah.
so like, would you have him like pretty much play like the same Han Solo, like same like
Yeah, I
would
think
any?
so. I think he would end up playing it a little more humble,
Mm,
um, which would be interesting. I think it might ruin or it might improve Han Solo. I'd have to see. But yeah, I think pretty much same as Harrison Ford, almost honestly.
yeah. No, it's interesting because he's I think a
Yeah,
better actor than Harrison Ford in a lot of
yeah.
different
And
ways.
everybody says he's the Guatemalan Harrison Ford. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot that everyone says that.
Every single person,
How
whenever
could
you mention Oscar Isaac, they're like, "Oh yeah, Guatemala and Harrison Ford, of
how could I
course."
possibly forget? How could I possibly forget? um, My Han Solo is I guess the British Han Solo.
Oh,
I went with the British dude. I think having the accent would be really cool too. I think also recently he's just gotten so much like thirst on the internet, and that's what you want. That's what I want out of a Han Solo. I don't care
yeah.
about being cool. I don't care about the Millennium Falcon. I just want the internet.
What?
I just want the internet
Some
to
goomers.
yeah. I just wanted people to drip on their phones, uh, drooling over this guy. And it's of course Dev Patel, who is starring in The Green Knight this year for
Hype.
A24. Yeah, I think he's cool, and he's absolutely slaughtered every single part that he's been in
Yeah.
since Slumdog Millionaire. I even like I hate Chappie, but he's like the best part of that movie. Yeah, Dev Patel, Han Solo, uh, for the win.
Forever.
I hate that
Yeah.
I do that on accident.
I think I think he'd be fantastic for the role. But if I think we're doing pure moisture on the floors of theaters, I think Oscar Isaac's got him a little beat.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
But no, I really fuck with that pick. We'll go Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
For this, I wanted somebody wise,
Mm,
someone who can pass on a lot of knowledge, but still hold their own and be a little fucking badass.
mm.
Um, I think this guy's hanging on to his badassness in his career a bit too much. I think he needs to
Okay.
start transitioning into his old man phase, and that's Mr. Don Cheadle
Okay.
as Han Solo or as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I was really hoping you were gonna say Gary Busey.
I'd like to change my pick.
No, no, Don Cheadle's so awesome. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Um,
No,
he doesn't look that old though. Would you age him up?
no, because I imagine that I was going like early franchise, so like I just kind of pictured New Hope ish for this, and I
Mm,
think 56 is a decent age. I think like some makeup and stuff, but I don't think we need to like go full aging him up, and then he'll just age with the series.
nice. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
I also went with someone slightly younger. She's only in her 50s, but I went with Kate Blanchett for Obi-Wan
Ooh.
Kenobi.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
I like.
I love Kate Blanchett. In my mind, I would probably even put her above Meryl Streep because she's so excellent. She's not afraid to do like franchise stuff either. Um, and she still brings like the same amount of like thunder and power to every single to even like small bit parts like the villain in Thor Ragnarok, like where she doesn't have that much screen time, she still kills it. And I think my Obi-Wan Kenobi would be less of like a sage and more of like a like I'd be thinking less of the like the wise sage part and more of like the desert hermit part. Like I want him to like how Tom Hardy looks in the beginning of Mad Max Fury Road.
Mhm.
Like that's kind of how I want Kate Blanchett to look. I want sand in
Oh.
her hair. I
Yeah,
want her to
like a
look kind of
worn warrior type.
yeah, yeah. Like I want her to look I want like a lizard to hang out of her mouth when she's biting it down and stuff like that. I want her to be kind of crazy. Um, and yeah, like you want like a heavy hitting Oscar uh, Academy Award type actor for something like Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's my
Mm.
favorite Star Wars character of all time. I think.
Ooh,
Yeah,
hell yeah. Um, I for Darth Vader, interesting character to recast
yeah.
for many reasons. So I kind of picked a tandem duo, one to do
Ooh,
the body, one to do the voice.
nice.
Um, and for me, I love Darth Vader, classic character. We all know and love him. Something he was kind of missing for me was the mental side of being evil. he doesn't quite
Mm.
have the strategies that I was wanting. He doesn't quite have that like mental fortitude. So for the voice of Darth Vader, I went with Anthony Hopkins. We know
Ooh.
he can play a villain. So like a more like soft kind of conniving Darth Vader would be fucking sick. But I
Yeah.
think he could also be intimidating as well. So for the intimidating large man, uh, get it done with fists and fury type, I'm doing Josh Brolin to
Ooh.
play the body of Anthony Hopkins as Darth Vader.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Would you make any changes to the suit?
Um, make it sexy. No, I
What?
um, no, honestly, I like the suit. I'd make it like look less plasticky, but
Yeah.
I think you could keep the suit. I'd tone down the heavy breathing a lot.
Hmm.
And I think I would change the voice more than the suit. But like you can't really fuck with Darth Vader's suit too much.
Yeah. Um, I might. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, go for it.
Like I kind of want like to see the for this story at least, and for this actors too. I want to see like the like hit like the tension between like man and machine in his body,
Mm,
you know?
mhm,
Cuz Darth Vader is like super intimidating in the first movie, but then in Empire they reveal like, oh snap, like he's actually really vulnerable. He's actually really fragile.
yeah.
Even though he has all this power, even though he wields the dark side of the force so powerfully and is so intimidating and has an army, he still relies on something to help him breathe. And so like
Mhm.
I want to see like an air pump like hanging out of his
Oh,
side and stuff. Like
okay.
I want to see him
Motherfucker's like an iron lung.
yeah, like I want to see him struggle for every single hit. And so like even though you're rooting against him, even though he's fighting the characters, I want to see like I want to see him in pain every time he uses his powers because he's a really power. And I also really love that even in comics when I read comics like a lot of the X-Men are my favorite characters and a lot of their powers hurt them hurt when
Hmm.
when they use them even though they're more powerful than the Avengers. So I really like that, and I want that for my Darth Vader. And I think someone who would be really great at handling that kind of a part would be Dave Batista. Um,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. No other. I don't need another voice person for it because he's already got a nice deep voice. He's
Hmm.
got a lot of range. He does good action comedy. He does good family movies. He's about to do like a really awesome sci-fi role in Dune. And yeah, like I'm a big believer in him, and I think of the WWE stars, I think he's the best pure actor to come out of wrestling into Hollywood. And
Hulk Hogan would like a word, but that's fine.
uh, I would have said John Cena, but I still can't see him, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
never. It's weird that he's only done voiceover
I really liked F9, but I couldn't see John Cena. I don't know. Yeah, and he's also like a big like force of nature of a person, so I like it.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a pretty rad pick.
Hmm.
I think you killed it. Let us know who you would cast. DM us. Call to action. Audience engagement.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about Star Wars though, because it's not
No,
fucking weird enough. But you know what is? The Greasy Strangler.
dude.
This movie. But before we do,